Imagine having access to lucrative investment opportunities not available to the general public. That's what you get when you become an accredited investor. And in this video, we're unveiling the secrets of how to become one and the benefits it brings to your financial journey. And if you're new here, I'm Dr. Jeff Anzalone, a periodontist on a mission to get you out of the rat race. And if you're not an accredited investor, to get you to become one. Download the free passive income guide with the link below this video. So let's start off by answering the question, what exactly is an accredited investor? Well, being an accredited investor means that you have the legal permission to invest in special kinds of investments not registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission, also known as the SEC. These investments can be riskier, but also on the flip side, be a whole lot more profitable than typical ones. So if you're an accredited investor, you're actually seen as a savvy investor with a stable financial background. Now, this status actually gives you access to exclusive investment opportunities because it's assumed that you can understand them and know that you can handle the risks that are involved with getting into these types of investments. So, to be considered an accredited investor, you need to fulfill one or more of the following requirements. All right. First one is you have to have a net worth of $1 million. This does not include the value of the home that you live in. Sometimes people will say, well, Jeff, I have $800,000 of equity in my home and I've got $400,000 or $500,000 of investments or whatever. Do I qualify? No, because it does not include the value of your home that you live in. Now, if you have an Airbnb or something like that, that's different. Okay, that's one requirement. You don't have to meet both. You have to do one or the other. That's why I wrote the word or. Okay. That's the net worth requirement. The income requirement is that your income should have been at least $200,000 per year for the past 2 years if you're single. Now, if you're married, your combined income is at least $300,000 and you reasonably expect the same level of income in the current year. Now, several types of entities can also qualify as an accredited investor based on their total assets. So, for example, any entity that owns more than $5 million in investments can actually be considered an accredited investor. Other types of accredited investors include family offices, professional certifications, executive officers, insurance companies, and Indian tribes. Now, what's the actual process to qualify as an accredited investor? I get this question asked all the time. So if a person wants to become an accredited investor, they're needing to provide things. They're going to need to provide documents to prove their status, which might include bank statements, W-2s, brokerage account statements, credit report, proof that you own a business, statements from certain trusted institutions, and proof of special knowledge or professional certification. And again, the value of your primary residence is not considered in the net worth calculation that we talked about earlier. But if you have investment properties, if you have vacation homes, anything like that, they are considered if proof of ownership and their value is provided whenever you're providing these documents. So once approved, the accredited investor status is usually valid for about a year or until the next tax day if approved based on income. Now, which leads us to the next question, where can you get a letter stating that you're an accredited investor? Now, there's several low cost or even free ways to do this, stating that you're an accredited investor. First one is you can contact your CPA and give him or her the documents, and then he can write up a letter stating that you're an accredited investor based on one of these criteria, and they can verify it for you, sign and date it. You can also do this online with websites such as parallelmarkets.com or verifyinvestor.com. What are some of the example investment opportunities for accredited investors only? Again, accredited investor, you get a special access to certain investments that aren't open to everybody. These investments are privately offered under something called Regulation D, as in David, of the Securities Act. Now, some of the different types of opportunities, there's more on this list, but I wanted to give you some of the more popular ones. The first one is my favorite, real estate syndications. This is a group of investment that brings people together, multiple investors together, to pool their capital to purchase a property. The second is Hedge funds. These are investment partnerships where the manager makes strategic financial decisions based on market trends and analysis that they're looking at. The third is alternative investment. So these refer to asset classes or investment strategies that do not fall into the traditional investment categories of stocks, bonds, or cash. Fourth are private equity funds, also known as PE funds. These are investment vehicles that buy out or invest directly into private, typically non-publicly traded companies. And last but not least on our list are venture capital. This refers to financing provided to startups or early stage companies with a high growth potential. Now you have all the information needed to be well on your way to becoming an accredited investor, including where to qualify, where to get your letter, and examples of investments that only accredited investors can invest in. Now, as I stated before, one of my favorite investments for accredited investors are real estate syndication. If you want to learn more about what's involved with that, check out this video.